Hello, today we are working on systems of equations still and inequalities, and today we are going to do the inequality part, okay? Here is the assignment link for that, so please click on that. Okay, so you're already opened the video, so you're watching that. So please go ahead and click on this and open this link here. And this is going to give you some background on what we're learning about today. So I want to make sure everybody goes ahead and reads this here. If you need to translate it, remember you can go to, you're going to need to do this. You go to File, make a copy, and then when you're done, you come to Tools and you do the Translate, okay? And then you can do it in your language. Okay, so the first thing is let's go ahead and read this here again. We are learning about solutions to a system of inequalities today, a system, and this is what we've learned about before, where we would find the solution, well, there's only one specific solution for a system of equations. Today, we're going to find a solution to a system of inequalities where there are going to be many solutions, okay? Okay, so what I'd like to do right now is do a quick review, a reminder of what inequality symbols means. Again, make sure you translate this to make sure you understand this. But again, if you have x and this symbol here, a 5, this means that x is greater than. So it points to the smaller one. It opens up or maybe eats the bigger one, right? So this means x is greater than or bigger than 5. Examples could be 6 or 7. So that would be this. If it points this direction, it means that x is less than or smaller than 5. So it points in the direction of the smaller one. And so examples here would be 3 or 5. So we have to remember how that works, okay? All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at what it means to be a solution for an equation as opposed to an inequality. So let's take a simple equation example. If in the most basic equation would be x is equal to a number. Well, if x is equal to 5, what is the solution? There's only one solution, only 5, right? I can't say 4 is equal to 5. No. Is 3 equal to 5? No. Only 5, only one solution, right? But if I say that x is greater than 5, then there's many solutions, right? 5 is not a solution, no, but 6 is greater than 5, yes. Okay, 6 is greater than 5, yes. 7 is greater than 5, yes. 8 is greater than 5, yes. So basically, anything bigger than 5 is going to be a solution. So that's the difference between an inequality and an equation. Now, we can look at the same thing for the difference between a solution for a system of equations and a system of inequalities. So we learned before, I'm going to give you a simple example, a system of equations. If we have these two equations, right, equations has an equal sign, x plus y is equal to 10, x minus y is equal to 4, then only 7 plus 3 would work on both. 7 plus 3 is equal to 10, and 7 minus 3 is equal to 4. But nothing else would work. I mean, if we did 5 plus 5, that's equal to 10, but 5 minus 5 is not equal to 10. Only this solution is the only one that works. Okay, so what about a system of inequalities? I need to do this. Okay. How is that different? Okay, well, there's going to be many solutions, as we can see. If x plus 10 is greater, or x plus y is greater than 10, we could do something like 12 plus 1. That would be 13, right? 12 plus 1 is 13. 13 is greater than 10, yes. And 12 minus 1 is greater than 4. So that's a solution. But also, if we change the x to make it bigger, 13 plus 1 is greater than 10, yes. And 13 minus 1 is greater than 4, yes. So another solution. So that's two solutions. So there's going to be many solutions. If you think about it, we could keep making x bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's going to make sure that it's bigger than 10 when you add them. Same here. We could keep making x bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's going to make sure that it's greater than 4. So that's really the difference between a solution for a system of equations and a solution for a system of inequalities. Now let's go ahead and look at the assignment for. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the assignment right here. Okay, go ahead and download it and open it up into Kami, okay? Okay, so when you've opened up the assignment in Kami, here is the first question. So again, we're going to be doing solution for system of inequalities. When you're done, make sure you enter your answers in Canvas. So here's the first question. Let's go ahead and read it. Which of the following coordinate points satisfies the following system of inequalities? What that means is this is like it is a solution, okay? So, okay, if a coordinate point satisfies a system of inequalities, that means it is a solution, or at least one solution. There may be many solutions, but in this question type, only one of them is going to be correct. Okay, so I want you to go back to this Google document here, and I want you to go ahead and read, let me make this bigger, the steps right here in finding the solution for the assignment. Make sure you translate it if you need to. But what we're going to do is we're going to use the answer choices and plug them in or substitute them into the inequalities until we find an answer choice that gives us a true statement for both inequalities. When we do find an answer that does, that means we have found the solution to the system of inequalities, and that will be the correct answer, okay? So that's what we're going to do today. So let's go back to the assignment. Okay, so here is the first question, okay? So we're looking for a coordinate point that makes the first inequality true and also the second inequality. So what we're going to do is we're just going to try answer choices, okay? So we're going to try choices. That's our goal. That's our strategy today, okay? So what does that mean? Well, we know that this is x, right? So this is the x right here, right? And the 3 is the y. So we're going to go up here. We're going to take this 9, and we're going to put it right here. 9 for the x, and then 4, parenthesis, and what are we going to put there? We're going to put the 3 right there. Is that greater than 20 is the first thing. Well, this is 9 plus 12. That is 21. So that is greater than 20. So that is yes for this. So that means maybe it's A, but we also have to make sure that it fits this one. So here we're going to go 4 times the x, which is the 9, right? Okay, minus 3 times the y, which is the 3, right? Okay, is that less than 23? Question mark. Well, let's see. 36 minus 9 is 27, right? Is that less than 23? Question mark. No, so this doesn't work, okay? So that means A is wrong. Okay, if you understand, you can try B and C and D until you get a correct answer. So if you want to pause the video and try it, you can do it, okay? So go ahead and do that and come back. Okay, so I have erased the last one. Now you can try B. B doesn't work, but it turns out C is the correct answer. And let me go ahead and show you, okay? So x is 8 plus 4 times y, which is 5, greater than 20. Okay, this is 8 plus 20, 28, greater than 20. Yes, okay. And then let's put them over here. Again, we're doing this one right here. We're doing 8. Okay, 4 times 8 minus 3 times 8. Is that less than 23? This is 32 minus 24. That's 8. Is 8 less than 23? Yes. So we get yes and yes when we try this one. So that's our correct answer, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, so that's basically it. If you tried B, you found out that B didn't work and A didn't work, but C is the only one that works. You can try D if you want, but it doesn't work. So let's go to question number 2. Okay, so here's question number 2. If you understood the last question, you can try this, but then I'll go over what the correct answer is if you want to check your work. If you're not sure, I'll go through it again, okay? Now, what's different about this one is you'll notice you've got negative numbers, right? So you got -4, -6. So one of the answers for the first one is negative, so we have to be careful with that to make sure we don't make any errors with that. So go ahead and try the choices. Okay, so if you did choice A, you should see that choice A is wrong. It didn't work. And if you're made it work, you can ask me why. But it turns out B is the correct answer, okay? So as you can see, I put -6 right here and for the x's, and then for the y, I put 8 right here and here. Okay, and let's see if it works. So -6, remember it's negative, plus 4 times 8, that's 32. That would be 26. That's greater than 8. So yes, that's good. Here you get -24 minus, and then that's 32. So this is -56. Is that less than -44? Remember, the more negative it is, the less it is. So that answer is yes also. So we get yes and yes, so that means B is correct, okay? So that's how we do this assignment. So make sure you go ahead and you, where'd it go? There it is. Do the rest of the questions. I gave you several more questions, 6 more questions. And then I gave you some review questions on questions 9 and 10, and also some of the graph ones that are pretty quick. So go ahead and do this assignment, and please enter your answers in Canvas when you're done.